Welcome. First of all, I want to say I applaud you because I have reviewed every single inventory and assessment of this program that you filled out. And I was able to see that some folks were able to get rid of pain. They were able to sleep better. And they were able to decrease anxiety. And I want to thank you, too, for allowing me to videotape this. I cannot begin to tell you. Words can't describe how high the need is for education on trauma. I see too many people who've gone through trauma, who are EMS workers, who are police officers, firefighters, medics, veterans, everything imaginable. And they don't know that you can heal from trauma. So I want to thank you for allowing me to videotape this, so that hopefully it can be shared and we can decrease how much people suffer. So that's why the title is Creating Bridges, Helping Each Other to Heal from Trauma. What has previously determined experience? I would say almost 100% of the people I work with, when they come into my office, they are carrying beliefs, they are carrying emotions, and they are carrying sensations that are associated with unprocessed trauma. Trauma that has not been healed. And when they begin to heal from trauma, magic begins to happen. Trauma can be something like 9/11. Trauma can be like combat. Trauma can be like watching someone have a tragic death. Trauma can be rape, but trauma can also be, as a child, I couldn't please my mother. Or as a child, my dad yelled and screamed a lot. Okay? Trauma is how the individual defines trauma. So, where do beliefs come from? They come from previous experiences. They come from previous experiences. Until those experiences are healed and processed, then our beliefs develop into what I believe is the way we were originally created to believe. Where do the beliefs of others come from? They come from the experiences that they've had until they are released and healed. And I want to stress that I've had the pleasure, I've had the privilege of watching magic already here. And what I mean by that is, I really celebrate the veterans who've said to me that they are teaching these tools now in their groups at the local VA by their sharing them amongst their peers. Now, how huge is that? That our veterans that we serve are becoming healers and helping other people. To me, that is huge. That is huge. And we have people who are not veterans doing that as well. And one of them really touched my heart when he said to me, "But Patty, I'm not meant to keep this to myself." And I just went, oh my gosh, yeah, you got it. You got it. And he shared with me the group at the VA that he attended weekly. He shared the techniques, the tools. They started using it at every group meeting. And that some of them were even going home and sharing the tools with their spouses. And then doing it every day. Now, how huge is that? One thing I say often, at one point in time, there was no car. At one point in time, there was no washing machine. At one point in time, there was no clothes hanger. Magic begins, healing begins with one person. And then you begin to share, you begin to replicate, you begin to teach. A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. Gandhi said that. Now, if someone is traumatized, and many of the guests that you serve were traumatized as a child, it began early. If they are taught you are not good enough, you cannot achieve, you cannot do anything right, you are not safe, this is not a safe world to be in, how are they likely to act? When they heal from trauma, they begin to experience a shift. Albert Einstein stated, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. In my opinion, he's talking about healing from trauma. When you clear that which is stuck, amazing things happen. Miracles begin. People begin to realize, I am safe. I do have control. I do have choices. I am the driver of this bus that I'm on. I am a good person. I am worthy. I can heal. I am healing. I am whole and complete. I am amazing. When stressed, it can be easy to get your buttons pushed. People live life as if we are sponges. And we soak up other people's negative energy without realizing that we're doing it. And people who've been through trauma, if they hear someone being loud, if their abuser was loud, I'm not safe. So being able to ground yourself and not be reactive is very, very important. Now, dealing with difficult people, the bubble technique. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but how many of you sometimes get your buttons pushed? How many of you sometimes give your power away and other people can get to you? Okay? Is there anybody here who's willing, and maybe even a couple of people, who's willing for me to show you how quickly you can get in control of that? And what happens when you don't? Now, I realize you're going to be on video, but is there somebody who's willing to go through this exercise for the benefit of the group? Okay, come on, both of you, come on up. And anybody else? Okay. Yes. Now, I want you both to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine that there is someone in this room, and I always add, I hope it's not me, who can majorly push your buttons. Majorly push your buttons. Majorly stress you out. And let me know when you can imagine that by just nodding your head. We don't need to know who it is. Let me know when you can imagine that. Good. Now, I want to show you about energy. I'm going to push against your back. Don't give in, but don't fight against me either. I want you to allow yourself to be as stressed out as you can possibly imagine yourself being stressed out. And I promise you, I'll show you how to take care of that in a few minutes. But allow yourself to be totally stressed out by this person who's getting on your nerves. And when you're ready, let me know. Now, same thing for you. I want you to allow yourself to be as stressed out as you can allow yourself to be. This person is majorly getting on your nerves. I'm going to push against your back. Don't give in, but don't fight against me either. Let me know when you're ready. Great. Neil, come back. I want to stress that they both did exactly what I would expect them to do. When we become stressed, we lose our footing. We're no longer grounded. We're moved in directions that we wished we hadn't gone in. And we later regret it. Now, I want you to imagine being in a safe, calm, peaceful place. And when you can imagine that, nod your head. When you can imagine that, nod your head. Now, in this safe, calm, peaceful place, you are like a mighty oak tree with deep, deep roots going into the earth. Experience yourself becoming strong, becoming resilient, like a mighty oak tree. When you've done that, nod. Now I want you to allow a protective bubble to develop around you. And you can control what comes in and what bounces off. And only positive, healthy, helpful things are allowed in. You'll be aware of whatever you need to be aware of. You'll be able to respond to whatever you need to respond to. But only good, positive, healthy, helpful things are allowed in. Anything that is negative will bounce off and away when you've got that nod. Good. Now that same person is in here. They're doing the exact same stuff. But you're in your safe, calm, peaceful place. You're anchored into your safe, calm, peaceful place like a mighty oak tree with deep, deep roots going into the earth. You've got the protective bubble around you. And only you can control what comes in and what bounces off. And only positive, healthy, helpful things are allowed in when you've got that nod. When you've got that nod. Now that same person is here. They're doing the same stuff. But you're where you need to be. Now I'm going to push against your back. Don't give in, but don't fight against me either. Let me know when you're ready. And I'm pushing hard. Now, I'm going to push against your back. Don't give in, but don't fight against me either. And allow yourself to be in your safe, calm, peaceful place, anchored in like a mighty oak tree with that protective bubble around you, and only good things can come in. When you're ready, let me know. There you go. And I'm pushing hard. Beautiful. You can open your eyes. Thank you.
I start sweating. Why?
You start sweating a lot?
Yeah, look.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the
Why is
energy.
that?
Energy.
Did you sweat?
And question for you. What's the temperature in your safe place?
Right now, I feel like it's 100 degrees. But why, though?
Now, where is your safe place? Can I ask that? Is it a tropical place? Is it a warm place?
Home, in my bed.
Okay. And do you feel warm when you're there?
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
Well, why I sweat?
Just warm. Just warm.
Okay.
Yeah, but also be aware that initially, when we were dealing with the stress around someone being able to push your buttons, that sweating can also be an anxiety response, a stress response.
But I'm not stressing.
Good, you're not now. No. But we react physiologically, we react physically, both to imagery that causes stress and to imagery that is positive and healing. We can alter our body temperature. And an illustration of that, now close your eyes for a minute, and I want you to imagine yourself in a very cool body of water. a very cool body of water.
See, I don't think I'm be able to do it because of the way I feel.
What does that mean?
I'm hot.
Okay, but close your eyes. Close your eyes. This is good for the whole group. And imagine yourself in a cool body of water.
The temperature actually has dropped in here within the last couple of minutes. I think the AC kicked on.
I think I have to leave. Oh no, I just want to go wipe off, dry off, and come back.
Okay, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What did y'all think about that? And how powerful imagery can be. And I want to share with you in terms of body temperature, one individual I worked with worked for the railroad. And what he did was he carried a lighted torch. And in July, that could get really, really hot. And what he would do would be he would imagine himself in a cool body of water. And it would drop his temperature. One technique I taught firefighters was how to adjust their body temperature. So when they would do the skill of going into a firehouse, when they would go into heat, when they would go into fire, they could turn their thermostat down. I want to give credit here to Dr. Ewan. Dr. Dabney Ewan is a doctor who's done tremendous research on working with burn patients. And he taught burn patients that by picturing things like cold weather, ice, they could reduce swelling and inflammation and help with healing and pain control. And on your time later, during your free time, I really encourage you to Google, go to YouTube, put in Snow World. That is $1 million piece of equipment that helps burn patients to have a virtual experience of being in snow. That helps them tremendously to decrease pain and inflammation, even when being debrided. And that is very, very painful.
Even when being what?
Debrided.
Debrided?
Meaning having the skin removed that's burnt. Okay. So I really encourage you to teach each other and to share the power of imagery. We become what we picture in our mind. We become what we picture in our mind. Now I want everybody to close their eyes. And this is where, of course, if you're driving a vehicle, you don't use this part of the recording. Okay? If you're operating machinery, please don't close your eyes. But for right now, in a safe place, close your eyes. And allow yourself to notice what happens when you picture yourself around someone who can stress you. You don't just experience that in your mind. You experience that in your body physiologically as well. Now, allow yourself to go to a safe, calm, peaceful place, a place of healing. Just like a mighty oak tree, drop roots in this place. Now allow a protective bubble, a protective shell to develop around you so that you can control what comes in and what bounces off. And only positive, healthy, helpful things are allowed in. Anything that is negative will bounce off and away. You'll be aware of whatever you need to be aware of. You'll be able to respond to whatever you need to respond to. But only good, positive, healthy, helpful things are allowed in. Now notice how your body feels. Notice you're developing the ability to create shifts. Now allow yourself to open your eyes. Very, very good. And I want to thank those two who were so kind.
I apologize, but I just didn't, I guess I was nervous.
You're good. You're good. The main thing is that created an opportunity for me to help y'all to understand that what happens in the mind happens in the body. And that you can make physiological shifts. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. Again, a comment by Gandhi that was right on the mark. When nowhere feels safe, create a safe place and anchor yourself there. What would life be like if every person knew how to create a safe place? And that they get to choose what they take in and what they don't. One more time, close your eyes. And this time, in your safe place, give yourself permission to experience your safe place with what you see, what you hear, what you touch, what you feel. And just allow yourself to know that you are totally and completely safe in this moment. And as you notice that you're totally and completely safe, notice that your breathing becomes automatically slower, automatically deeper. Your heart rate begins to slow down. Your muscles begin to relax. And allow yourself to drop an anchor in this place. To drop an anchor so that whatever is going on around you, you can continue to remain safe, calm, and at peace. And then open your eyes. What would life be like if all of the people that you serve realize the power of dropping an anchor where they choose to drop an anchor? Now, when stress is overwhelming, create a container. Contain your stress until you have time to heal. Now, I saw someone earlier today, and they asked me to help them to create a container. And we do that. But I want to stress that just as we're not intended to have a room in our home where we just pile up stuff and we just leave it there, we're not intended to just put everything in the container and not heal. But you get to choose when you make time to heal. You can be in charge of your healing. And sometimes, I'm going to back up a minute. Sometimes life can be very overwhelming. And we can be flooded with emotion. Remember, you heard me talk on life for trauma survivors. It can be like the bathtub phenomena, where all the water is going all over the floor. Okay, and you have to get a mop out and mop it up. So having a way to contain it so that you can focus on what you need to focus on when you need to focus on it can be important. So close your eyes. And again, do not close your eyes if you're listening to this while you're driving or operating machinery. But right now, close your eyes. And there's an amazing part within each of you that is a part that's there to help you to heal. And you can call this part whatever you want to call it. And I just want to ask this part to bring up an image of a container with a lid and a lock. And it can just kind of magically appear. And then do it very quickly, without any discomfort. And without your conscious mind being aware of what it's sweeping into the container. To sweep anything from past, present, or future that can cause you the least bit of stress into this container. And then close the lid and lock it with the agreement that when the time is right, you'll heal from whatever you need to heal from. But for right now, to put everything that needs to go in the container, and then close it and lock it. And if anything is needed for your highest good, then that and only that is removed. You can add to it whenever you want to, whenever you need to, without anything coming out. And then when that's done, just open your eyes and allow yourself to be even more present. Very, very good. Now, the power of transforming imagery Y'all heard me mention before that my husband, whom I'm very proud of, no longer needs a pain pill for a kidney stone. You may have also heard me talk about a lady who had a hemorrhaged blood vessel in her eye. And when she came in to see me, she was getting ready to have surgery. And the doctors had said, if this continues to happen, because it had happened multiple times, you're likely to go blind. This is the technique we used. This is the same technique, essentially, that they used at Duke years ago with children who have cancer, when they taught them how to play Pac-Man with their cancer. It sort of goes like this. When I asked Brent what he pictured when he was having the pain with a kidney stone, the picture is usually, oh, I see this kidney stone is pricking the walls of my bladder, of my kidney. Well, if I'm holding that image, I'm going to probably have pain. So we did a little bit of work, and he transformed the image to seeing the kidney stone on a pillow. And pillows don't hurt. And he said, logically, I know it's not on a pillow, but it's like part of me thinks it is. And so it is. And so it is. The lady who healed the hemorrhaged blood vessel in her eye, when she came in to see me, the image she had in her head where the doctors telling her, if this continues to happen, I'm likely to go blind. Wow, that's a very painful image to hold in one's head. When she left my office, she was amazing. The next time I saw her, she said, Patty, I went in for surgery. I didn't need surgery. I had healed it in one day. I said, how did you do that? And she said, I pictured little workers in my eye. And they were cleaning my eye like cleaning a window. And so they did. And so they did. It is so important that we help each other to choose wisely how you see yourself, how you see other people, how you see anything. So close your eyes. And just allow yourself to begin with focused attention by just focusing your attention on your breathing. Breathing in calm and breathing out stress. And with each and every breath, allow yourself to become more and more comfortable, more and more calm, more and more relaxed, more and more at peace. Now allow this amazing part within you to choose something that it would like to help you in healing from. And you don't even have to consciously know what that is. And just to place that somewhere in your body. It's doing this all the time anyway. Can you hear that? It's doing this all the time anyway. Just allow yourself to have your attention being drawn to some sensation somewhere in your body. Notice what this sensation feels like. Is it close to the surface or deep within? Is it big or small? Heavy or light? Does it have a temperature? Does it have a texture? Is there any sound associated? Does it move or change in any way? However it shows up is totally, totally fine. Now, if I was to give you a piece of paper and crayons and asked you to draw me a picture of what it feels like, notice what you would draw me a picture of. And just allow an image that can in some way symbolically represent this to be there for you. Now allow the image to begin to change. However you want the image to change is totally fine. Change the image. Allow the image to spontaneously change. And as you change the image, you change. And then just allow yourself to be totally and completely calm, relaxed, and at peace. And then when you're ready, just open your eyes, feeling refreshed, revived, rejuvenated. Later, when you have more time, use this for yourself. Notice whatever you're experiencing. How would you symbolically represent it? Change the image, and you change. Visualization, achieving success. Use all of your senses. So close your eyes again. And I want you to notice how you typically picture yourself. And notice how that image might be playing a role in your life. Now allow yourself to form an image of you as you choose to be, achieving what you want to achieve. And allow that image to become strong and powerful for you. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. Now, this is the exact same technique that professional athletes use. They picture what they want to have happen, and then they help that to happen. Visualization. What might life be like if we assist each other in using these tools? What might it be like if we help each other to envision ourselves as we truly are, which is pretty amazing. So let's help each other to create amazing. Dr. Albert Schweitzer stated, patients carry their own doctor inside. They come to us not knowing that truth. We're at our best when we give the physician who resides within each patient a chance to get to work. The concept creating bridges, helping each other to realize that you're more than you've ever known yourself to be. And what would life be like if everybody begins to share that concept? So I highly recommend share what you've learned so that others can develop methods of calming the mind and the body. If a homeless veteran can lead a group that helps everyone in the group, and then a group member later shares with a family member, what would happen if we each used him as a role model and used others who are recognizing, Patty, this is more than for me, and want to share it. Make self-help tools available and encourage use of them. Remember, we are all here for the sake of each other. Now, thanks to Bill, all of this is going to be on YouTube. So I'll tell you what my vision is. My vision is just like you have Tupperware parties, or you have parties for this or for that, and you invite your friends over. What would it be like for groups of people to watch these videos together and share about healing and help each other to create magic? Isn't that why we're here? Now, I want you to close your eyes. And for anyone who's listening to this later, if they're not okay with prayer, then my apology. But this prayer came to me, and I think it's important to share. Dear Heavenly Father, I realize now that I was originally created to have communion with you. I have allowed my experiences to determine my existence in this life. Please enable me to cleanse myself from all that separates me from your divine will. Cleanse my mind and my body so that I may remain true to who you would have me to be and fulfill the intention for which I was created. Give me the words to assist others on this journey so that they may fulfill their purpose as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So we'll save that for the end. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope that you will share these tools. Remember, I shared with y'all last time, a 12-year-old led a classroom, and everybody got an A. If we all have the courage of a 12-year-old, what can happen? What can happen?